Hello and welcome to episode 64 of Dice of the Beholder, run by us here at, episode 64 of the Chronicles of Nidum, run by us at Dice of the Beholder and streamed through the wonderful Heavyweight Gaming. Yeah.
I'm going to give that one a 6 out of 10, bro.
Yeah, 6 out of 10. Yeah.
You want to start again? Just close the stream and start that from
No,
the top?
no, we're good. We're here now. We may as well. But yes, before you see everyone else's lovely faces, a word about our sponsors. So first of all, as always, we've got Loki Battle Mats, who are an award-winning UK-based TTRPG accessory creator. There are many books of battle mats, little, big, and giant sizes, and the modular book sets are full of amazing artwork that add an awesome backdrop to any tabletop game. If you are interested in finding out more, please search Loki Battle Mats on Facebook, Loke, or visit lokibattlemats.com to view their amazing artwork and shop their physical and digital maps. Our second sponsor, who provided many dice for last week's big sweepstake giveaway, is Blink Dog Dice. Small dice maker based in Cardiff, friends of everyone here on the stream. You can view amazing...
love them.
We do love them. We all own many of their items, and most of the people in chat now do as well. You can find amazing examples of their artwork available on their Etsy store. Blink Dog Dice is all one word. Search them that way on their Etsy or most social media and go and show them some love and tell them we sent you. And as long as no one has messed with their cameras. Hey!
Temptation was very real.
I know it was. Thank you for not. Thank you, Greg. Thank you for doing that for me.
Well, I mostly didn't do it because I'm playing Dead Cells and not paying attention. So you're welcome.
And my neighbours have decided now is the right time to start drilling and hammering.
If they're doing it this
Good for them.
second, we can't hear anything.
Yeah,
No,
well,
I
I
think
can.
you can hear
okay.
it, but we can't.
But yes, a week off. Not a week off stream, but a week off the campaign. We've all said privately to each other that we had a lot of fun last week. Thank you, everyone, for coming into chat. Thank you for asking lots of questions. Thank you for responding so well to so many stories about a campaign that you didn't actually get to see. That was fun, talking about the old campaign. Also kind of
Quite
heartbreaking.
emotional.
I got really emotional reading over all the old posts, which, if you're interested, you can find on our Discord. But yeah, it was really emotional, like reading how epic everyone used to be, and also how Greg.
Whoa! Hang on. How epic everyone used to be. Now we're shit.
You are currently lazing about on a train and have been for about 3 months in real time. But yeah,
We did that with a caravan in the other campaign.
you did.
Yeah,
Good
that's
point.
true. That we didn't achieve much of anything on that caravan, apart from I did embarrass that one nobleman. That was very fun.
That was
And
fun.
we gained an ember.
We did gain Ember still.
That wasn't
Hey,
a
let's
caravan.
spend this entire session talking about campaign 1, guys. I think that's a real good idea. Let's do it.
No.
No,
I
I want
legitimately
it.
don't remember what happened last time.
Ugly Cry has now been rebranded as Bry Cry.
Okay.
Does that mean that Bry is just synonymous with ugly then? Is that just like a straight up replacement? Because
I
that's
do-
No, just for being emotional.
I did,
no
yeah.
way you would say that.
Right, what happened
So-
last time?
Last time
Did we play? Have we played this before? Is this are there previous events?
on the Chronicles of Nidum. Sorry. Stupid phone. Last time on the Chronicles of Nidum,
He doesn't remember.
I do. After experiencing a shared dream, some kind of psychic reality telling you secrets about the origins of, or way back when the elves came to power, the humans disappeared. You decided to think on those new facts, that new knowledge presented to you, and in doing so, spent the rest of your time planning on how to free the humans when a chance arose. It was then that you discovered through the maitre d' to the first class that this next stop, which should have been the second to last stop on your journey to Paras, was actually your final stop now, as the third stop had been cancelled because of a security risk on the train. What with all of the, Inquisitor deaths and all of the weird shit that had gone on since you boarded. This last stop to pick up humans was going to be your last chance then to venture off the train, which none of you decided to do. Having been warned by Natasha through channels of her own that a malevolent force was being rallied against whatever was happening on the train by the Empire, you decided to scout everyone boarding and try and work out who it was. Oriana, very, very quickly, seemed to believe that it was a knight, having scouted out or spotted the sunblade at their side, or the bladeless hilt that she was familiar with from Benkin and Anking. Oriana then took it upon themselves to meet with this knight, an elven woman, quite funny, quite jovial in her attitude, but still probably a force to be reckoned with, and then agreed later on, through messages, to meet them the next day for tea or lunch. It was with this new knowledge that there would be no more stops between here and Paras. Can't hear you, Mill, if you're trying to say anything.
It was Charlie who said something, but she's muted.
Oh.
I just went, oh yeah. It was nothing.
Like you remembered what happened.
Yeah, I legitimately can't remember what happened last time. So.
Okay. Quill found themselves now almost fully inducted into the group and trusted with a sending stone. And apart from that, I think you find yourselves now waking after an evening's rest the next day on the train.
Yep.
Good morning.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
So, what's the plan for today?
Well, we meet.
Brunch. I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we
Brunch.
have a plan.
Okay.
Sorry, I exploded.
Isn't tomorrow the day we arrive at the final stop?
Yep.
I think so.
Is
No,
that
day after tomorrow. No, tomorrow. Right?
No, Paras is still just over a week away. It would have been a couple of days travel, having now picked up the human cargo from this last town. It would have been 2 days travel to the final stop and then on to Paras. The final
It's
stop
been
is no
awesome.
longer
Okay.
happening.
Just thinking. The time I'm having brunch with she who I have forgotten the name of.
She who must not be
Natasha?
named. No, not Natasha. It's the elf,
The elf
knight.
Knight.
The knight.
Would that be a good time to start working on freeing the humans? Because she'll be distracted for a short amount of time.
Because Natasha hasn't finished arranging everything with Father.
Yeah,
That's true.
We need
Yeah.
that to be
Okay, never mind.
finished.
And also, I believe. So have we taken on the last?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
we're underway again.
yeah,
Mhm.
we're on our way to Paras now.
Okay. Well then, disregard what I started to say there.
Okay.
I'm sure Natasha spoke to us and said there was a provisional date of 2 days' time,
Mhm.
which is tomorrow,
Yeah.
not today.
2 days' time.
Okay.
Right.
Feel like that
Excuse me,
was
I'm gonna go see if I wrote down that knight's name.
It'd be good to remember, considering you're having brunch with her.
She was called something.
She had a name.
To be fair, I wasn't there, so I I don't know
Aurora.
if this is Aurora.
Ah.
Aurora Borealis.
Her
Yes.
brother is Borealis.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
That was
I
it.
wrote shit down.
That's
Good
smart.
work, baby.
I legitimately don't even have a pen on my desk at the moment.
I'm horrified.
I cleared all my desk off with a new computer.
Well, I've just got to get ready for brunch, so
We're
turn
going
into
to
Sylvia and voila.
And voila.
What time is it?
It is now, as the door is knocked, and you realise without even looking at your watch that it is around about 7 a.m. as breakfast is then brought into the room and presented to you by the same waiting staff, the same maitre d'. And again, as they have learnt not to even expect one now, they leave without waiting for a tip.
Aww.
Oh.
You know, it's really sad that you don't tip the wait staff. It makes me feel sad for them.
Do we even know what tipping is, really, Dice?
We know that they stood there like,
They stood there very expectantly. We're not sure expecting what.
The wait
Yeah.
staff on this train are very well paid.
Okay, so they're not losing out much.
As far as I'm aware.
You think back on all the times you've actually seen the waiting staff kind of off duty, having a drink or whatever, as the rest of them continue working. And even their off-duty clothing is very good quality.
If this was low paid, unskilled labour as they call it, they'd have humans do it. If you see an elf doing a job, it's probably a well paid enough job that you don't need to tip them.
how many of them are actually elves, though? Because I've seen goblins, I've seen dwarves. I haven't seen many elves that were actually part of the staff.
There's quite a few, especially in
go.
first class. The maitre d', the one who always comes, brings Quill the newspaper, brings the breakfast every morning, is an elf.
Yeah. They believe
Right,
that
then.
because we're in first class that we have enough money that it's meaningless to us, and that we'll give them a little bit extra as a show of largesse and to show off that we have it and can give it. But they don't need it. It's
They're just being greedy.
they're elves.
I'm not sure. All right.
Well, I mean, you're welcome to tip them next time they come through.
I
shan't.
can't. It would be very peculiar for an automaton to hand out the tip.
I could say that you handle the purses for me.
Yeah, don't say that, otherwise I'll just start spending random money.
That's all right. You don't actually have my purse, so I'm not going to stop you. It's your money.
I know where Quill keeps his purse.
Roll an investigation check for me.
I'm going to go take a cup of tea and just sit down there.
20. 15 plus 5.
Yes, you know where Quill keeps their purse.
wanna-
Yes. So you know it. You know it's in the bag of holding. What you might not know, even with a pretty good investigation check, is that it's in the bag of holding in a number of very small denominations, each individually pursed.
It's in our bag of holding.
No,
No.
my bag of holding.
No, Quill's got his own bag of holding.
Yeah, Quill has his own bag of holding.
Well, Dice wouldn't know that. So in the interests of not metagaming, I'm going to attempt to steal Quill's purse that I now know I can't possibly steal.
Well, you can
No,
absolutely.
you can steal a purse.
Yeah.
It's not going to be all my money.
What
We'll see what matters me.
what you think you're stealing, you don't know it's a bag of holding. What you think you're stealing is the purse. It's just a bag of holding.
I'm going to steal...
No. I have a bag of holding. That's obviously a bag of holding, but my money comes in and out of that.
Okay.
I'm just going to reach in and, if I can, with sleight of hand, if it's possible, at some point, and I'm going to attempt to pull Quill's money. That's what I'm aiming for.
Okay.
So I don't know how that works with the bag of holding, because that is an interesting request.
So when you reach into a bag of holding, you basically mentally tell it you want an item, right? So if that item is there, it appears in your hand.
So Quill's money.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you say you want Quill's purse or Quill's money, I don't know what happens,
if there's multiple that could match that.
Yeah, there are about 100. There are about 100 individual purses.
I'm going to get a really weird surprise. Okay, let's see how this goes. Let's see how he plays it out.
Roll a sleight of hand check then, please.
Oh, 19 plus 5, 24. Plus 6, 25.
Quill,
My sleight of hand's quite good.
I would say you're not particularly alert for this.
I have no reason to roll a perception check.
No.
Passive perception is 14.
As you brush past Quill, having got your breakfast, you stumble, right yourself on Quill, apologising, and you've, in that time, reached into the bag of holding and mentally suggested that you want Quill's purse.
No, Quill's money. Because Quill said, you won't actually have my purse strings. I was like, I will take Quill's money.
Okay.
I'll give it back. Obviously, I'm going to give it back, but I'm just wondering what the bag would do. That's why I said it would be interesting, because that's what I was thinking I'd ask
I'm interested as well.
But I don't know what the bag would do with that.
DM is buffering.
Meets new person, invites me to do it and robs them. Shocking. Yeah, DM is buffering.
Well, technically the money's in there.
Sure is.
But the money is also in many different purses.
But it's like a scroll of Revivify. If we request, we were looking for something that would do Revivify, and it gave us the scroll.
There's a number of things. There's a number of ways I think this could play out. Either you could say there is no item in there that is Quill's money because it's a large number of individual items. You could say that the bag would attempt to give Dice all of the purses at once, or you could say that it would give Dice one of the purses.
Just roll a d6 and pick 2, 4, or 6. I'd say roll a d3, but that's not a thing.
As you withdraw your hand from the bag of holding and cup it to you to hide what you've taken, you look down into your hand and there is a small purse. You can feel heavy with coin.
It's got 6 gold, 2 silver, and 3 copper in it.
There you go.
Okay. Dice isn't stupid. I would infer that this is not all of Quill's money.
Okay.
I might be cash poor.
I don't believe that. I'm going to attempt
in Gringotts.
I'm going to attempt.
It's all in shares.
Share stocks and bonds, you know. A couple of sips and a couple of pips. I'm going to try and do it again, but I'm going to request all of Quill's money. Specifically.
Okay.
Because I'm going to assume Silk doesn't have 6 gold in the world.
Quill.
Yes.
Not Silk.
Yeah. Did I say Silk?
Yeah, you did.
Understand.
Wrong campaign.
Wrong campaign, wrong group, and wrong person.
Wrong year.
Yeah, unless you were thinking about Prince Keldar, because he wasn't not,
honestly,
he wasn't
I might
not
have
an influence.
I may well have been.
Yeah.
Anyway. Silk. I'm going to try again.
Okay.
Do I get disadvantage because I'm doing it a second time in like 15 minutes?
No, not at all.
I didn't see you.
As you're eating breakfast, then you go and get yourself a cup of tea. And again, as you go past,
I'm eating a croissant.
Sleight of hand.
So 17 this time, not as good.
17.
Still beats my 14 passive.
Still better than the 14 passive. And as you reach in, you ask for all of Quill's gold. All of Quill's money.
Yeah.
Okay. Your hand is quickly filled. And as you withdraw it, you feel a tug, as if something in the bag of holding is trying to pull you back. Quill, you also feel a tug. There is nothing in the bag of holding trying to pull your hand back into it. Your hand is surrounded by purses.
It's me trying to pull my hand back out.
And as you try and pull it out, the purses are getting snagged on the top of the bag of holding. And Quill, as you look down, you see Dice's hand. Completely massive surprise. Dice's hand in the bag of holding, surrounded by your purses.
I say, Dice, what are you about here?
Explain. You said
Please.
I would not hold your purse. So I decided to steal your purse and then present it back to you as a joke, saying, look, I do hold your purse. Haha. As a funny. As it turns out, the way you store your money is eclectic and probably actually very useful against theft, as proven. But my hand's stuck, and can you help me, please?
You tried to pickpocket with Ace in the room?
I successfully pickpocketed, actually. This is my second attempt. The first time I only got this one, and I'll pull it out of my bag and go, but I am still technically holding your purse.
Dice, they're our friend.
I'm not going to keep it. I'm not stealing the money. I'm just...
No, it looks like
I mean, you did. You stole it, but you're going to give it back.
Yeah, I borrowed it for a moment, for a joke, not actual theft, Ace.
I see. They told me there were thieves operating on this train.
I will slowly try to pull my hand away from the money, yank it out and go, tuck them back in, and here's the other one as well.
Thank you.
There we go. Your way of storing your money ruined my joke.
A pleasure doing business with you.
It wasn't as funny that way. I'm going to make tea.
There's a pot ready.
Thanks.
There's always a pot ready. It's that's what the pot does.
You'll ruin my game.
I'm sorry that didn't go the way you planned it, Dice.
My way was funnier.
I agree.
I hate my camera.
Did you just apologise that you're not easier to steal from?
Yeah.
Yes, but it was in the name of an amusing prank.
Jesus Christ, Bri.
Sorry, I'm trying to get my camera to refocus, but it won't.
I'm concerned that my my anti-mugging practices have thwarted what could have been an hilarious hijink.
I wouldn't worry about it.
It's still funny this way because I just got my hand stuck in your sack. And then I'm going to go and drink my tea.
Oh, no one's had their hand in there for a little while.
Wow.
My partner's a girlfriend. It's not something I have much experience with.
Mm-hmm.
What, putting your hand in a pouch?
In a
Putting my
sack.
hand in a sack.
I've got to say that in my experience, that's not actually usually a part of proceedings anyway.
It definitely shouldn't be.
No.
I think that there might be some surgical operations that involve that, but nothing that either party's supposed to enjoy particularly.
Obviously, having a conversation of turning men genitalia into a hand puppet.
Yes. Ace. Sorry, Ace.
As this conversation continued,
Pretending the conversation isn't happening.
there is a knock on the door.
Who is it?
It's me.
Come in!
Who's me?
The door opens, a very familiar half-orc steps inside, closes the door behind you,
Morning, darling.
Oh, me.
and very quickly then shifts its form into Natasha.
You make a very attractive orc.
Well, thank you.
I prefer her in this form.
It is also my preferred form. But I hear on the grapevine that one of you is having a very prestigious brunch this morning.
Oh, yeah, me, yeah.
Do you not think there are more important things to be getting along with? Or...
Oh, other than talking to the knight on this train, you know, the head of security on this train that we're trying to hijack.
I would only suppose that perhaps not drawing too much attention to ourselves before tomorrow.
Natasha, how long have you known this this particular group of people? Because I've only recently met them, and I don't think that that's their modus operandi.
I'm literally a 6-foot purple tiefling.
I was holding out hope that this time, but
Yeah, if only they had someone a little more subtle in the party.
If you want me to cancel it, I can cancel it.
I think it's worth doing.
Well, that would be more suspicious than anything now.
Yes, unfortunately they would probably now come looking to find out why.
It's a pretty weird reaction to being ghosted.
To be fair, we are not initially intending to cause trouble, merely impart some information about the knighthood in particular, that this particular knight might find interesting.
Explain. Please.
We knew 2 knights. We met 2 knights. We were helping them in the Underdark. Before we knew, well, actually we were just using them as an excuse to get into the Underdark to travel through. Anyway, not the point. One of them betrayed the other and eventually killed him, and has been hailed as a hero for avenging the other person's death. We know that this is not the case.
I've even heard people saying that he's brought peace, freedom, justice, and security to the Empire.
For his face.
I have not heard these things, but how did you come by this information? Or how will you tell them you came by this information?
They are aware, or under the impression, that I met Benkin while I've forgotten, in London, fuck it, and Londinium, and they helped me with a small insignificant matter, and that's how I know them.
But how do you know of the truth of Benkin's death?
Oh, I acted like I didn't know. They told me he had died, and I said that was unfortunate, and that it was a great loss.
But I mean, you are to tell them that Ankain is a liar. When they ask you how you came upon this information, what will you say?
I never said I was going to tell them and Ankain was a liar.
It may come up.
Why would I tell her that? That would be dumb.
Depends what she says, I assume.
I worry about their reaction.
Are you jealous?
No.
It seems that we have a sample of only 2 of these knights, and so far one of them has proved to be redeemable, shall we say, and one of them not so much. And
I am going to lunch with a knight to see if they are suspicious of anyone on the train yet, and just to keep up appearances. Okay, if we get something handy out of it, then we do. If not, no loss. I'm not going into this guns blazing to try and befriend them and tell them that Ankain is a fucking demon child.
Also, Natasha, it does mean that should Ori arrange perhaps a second lunch tomorrow, we may have a window of opportunity.
We might even find out something useful about the knight. It might turn out that she's closer to this Benkin than this other one, and perhaps she can be reasoned with. Or
it may turn out that she is a heinous, evil bitch.
She doesn't like the Inquisitors that much, or rather, she doesn't trust them.
In which case, we won't have to feel quite so bad about lopping her head off. Should that come up.
These knights, they are very powerful in and of themselves. They have been trained in many...
I don't plan on starting a fight with one.
They have not only been trained in the art of war. Be careful where they steer the conversation.
Ori is not. She'll be okay.
Guard your thoughts.
Hell, if I can do it against the fucking Inquisitor, I'm sure I can do it against her.
Hopefully.
Sorry.
And if not, then she finds out the truth and we'll deal with that way.
One way or another.
We must ready the humans for escape.
Oh, good. I'd like to go and see them.
Well, yes, I cannot see them myself. They do not trust anyone who is not human, and...
Oh, they're quite like Quill now.
They know you quite well.
Yeah, they call me the, what is it, the Iron Angel?
Yes.
Sounds like a wrestling name.
I mean, technically, it should be the
Wrestler?
Adamantine Angel if they're going to call me anything, because I don't wear iron. This isn't iron.
I'm sure that
Sorry,
they're.
Netta.
I'm sure that they'll be very embarrassed by their lack of metallurgic knowledge.
Exactly. What do you want me to do?
Tell them what your plan is. I assume by this point you have thought of one?
You know full and well that we haven't.
Knock out the goblins. That's the word I'm trying to say.
Which
And detach
Quill
the
can
train.
do.
Hello.
Quill
And then
can
detach
look
the
at.
train.
Yeah, that bit's easy. We just need the distraction, which will probably be more Ori's area, to be honest, because she is
Very
distracting.
distracting.
In a good way,
Thanks.
Ori.
Yeah, all right.
I always
I'm
find
also-
you distracting.
I'm very interested to find out what she can do in a magical scenario. She refuses to spar with me because
Big fire.
apparently the whole carriage will be unusable thereafter.
Quill, did we tell you about the carriage that we burnt to a cinder, then snapped in half?
I think it was mentioned in passing.
Yeah. Ori literally set it all on fire first.
I'm not good in enclosed spaces. I mean, I am, but not in the same sense.
I was going to say,
Quill
you're
looks-
excellent.
Quill looks around.
Then I will leave to send my messages to the people who need to hear them and arrange for our friends to... Oriana?
Oh no, that's a Charlie out of character.
Oh yeah, I'm pointing at the dog.
Oh.
What time will you want us to take action tomorrow to be ready? So I can tell the humans.
Midnight.
Ooh,
That's a terrible time for brunch.
I hear that 3 a.m. is an even better time because that's when people's circadian rhythms are at their lowest ebb.
It's also the witching hour.
3 a.m. Might be a good time.
They'll be least on guard and hardest to wake.
And you said you were going to kill off the Inquisitors beforehand. Is that still the plan? Or because there's more, is that no longer an option?
I can still take care of the ones that will be stationed in the rear storage carriage.
Okay, that's all I need.
It is the ones further forward on the train that will cause issue.
You guys stay towards the back. I'll stay towards the front.
I'll be in the engine compartment.
I'll try and cause a distraction that isn't obvious.
Natasha, you will be in the carriages with the humans, yes?
Yes, I must meet our contacts when they are free.
It's finally happening. Okay.
I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
You need to hide it though.
All right.
You are all traveling to Paras for a reason.
Yes.
Eh,
We've got a date.
You, and she looks at one. You could be free also, if you joined us tomorrow night.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't think of that. Of course we could one.
One looks like they're considering it before sighing, smiling. I thank you very much for the offer, but I do not believe that is my path. I have heard of this Apolliteus that has invited great fighters to their gladiator school in Paras, and they train humans to win their freedom. All I can do is fight. So I will take my chances there. I will win my freedom, so I will never have to run again.
If you think that's what you'd like to do, then we'll support you in that.
Thank you.
you're talking about running figuratively, right? Because I've heard of Apolliteus as well, and I'm pretty sure there's a cardio element to his training.
One is far fitter than
I will never.
one took ace in a fight.
I will never fear being chased again
Aha.
or hunted. I will wear my freedom proudly.
A noble goal.
Natasha nods in understanding, smiles at everyone, winks at Oriana, turns the half-full costume back on, and leaves.
As soon as she's out the door, I turn to Ariana and say, "Why were you so grumpy with her?"
She was being nosy.
She's. People make assumptions, and it's fine.
Are you okay?
Yeah. People seem to assume that if I'm going to meet up with somebody else, I'm either trying to sleep with them or spill my guts about everything else, and a severe lack of trust.
I can imagine that must be frustrating.
A little.
I trust you.
I know you do.
What is wrong with my hand?
I trust you as well. So far, you haven't ever tried to pickpocket me, so it's.
And I wouldn't bother trying.
It would be futile from what we hear.
It sounds like if you wanted to have my stuff off me, you'd just set fire to my bag of holding instead.
No, I would just compel you to give it to me.
I'd ask if you'd part with it.
I probably would say no.
I was just stealing it for a joke. I don't actually steal from my friends. I really feel I need to clarify here. I was never intending to keep your money, nor anything else. I was literally stealing it for humor.
Why is the music so creepy?
Dice, I know. I'm playing with you.
What's happening?
It's like really creepy piano music playing.
Make it happy, Bri. Make it happy.
Okay.
He's like, I have plans.
Does it sound like the music just before a boss battle? Because I'm really concerned.
Wow, I think shit's gonna go down tomorrow.
Oh, it's like walking around a haunted house, creepy.
Oh, it's plasma music.
I'm gonna be 2 minutes. I'm just gonna run downstairs.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, I have no doubt that you will have a perfectly sensible meal with this person, whose name I've forgotten again. Aurora!
Aurora.
I always saw it as a sort of information gathering anyway.
It is.
Yeah, that's all I've ever... Do you know, sometimes I just want to have dinner with somebody else. I love you guys, but sometimes I just want to go and pretend I have other friends.
I don't have any other friends.
I know, and I feel bad.
One
But
is
I
my
used to
friend.
have a lot of other people back in Nidum I hung out with.
You spend
You
most
were
of
my
your
best
time.
friend, and I spent most of my time with you, but, you know, I could go to the tavern and hang out with people, or into the woods and hang out with other less savory people, and...
I just spend most of my time in the workshop, which is still kind of true. I just do it here instead.
I just want to
Pajamas.
sometimes
time with
act
people.
like I'm not constantly on the run.
It's fine, Ori. It's not a problem. I trust you not to do anything stupid. Me, a squirrel, who knows? But you, I trust not to do anything stupid, because most of the time when you go out for food, you come back in one piece. And just remember, Sepsis went out and ended up fighting a hag. That bit, I believe.
Hold on. Most of the time you come back in one piece? How many times have you come back in multiple pieces?
Who now? Ori?
Yes.
The meeting with the Inquisitor. When Ori came back, I think her brain was in multiple pieces. She was very cross.
No, my brain was in one piece, it's just that it was all rage.
Full of rage. So much rage. The guy's very unpleasant.
Well, I hope this brunch goes better than that.
It can't go worse.
Oh, he's rolled onto his back. He's so cute.
Your feet is in the air.
In character, if I say anything about Waffle, it's actually me talking about my little ferret thing.
Oh, honey.
Weasel.
Okay. As the morning goes on then, Oriana, you steel yourself ready for meeting with the potential enemy. And there is a knock at the door, around about 11 o'clock. The maitre d' comes. Bonjour. I have been sent to fetch you for the great night, Aurora.
Yes.
Please, follow me.
Just wave to everyone as I leave. I am Sylvia now as well. I've turned into Sylvia.
You are taken through.
Right, just to have interest before you start describing, is Great Knight a title, or is it just like him being obsequious.
It's not a title you've heard of. You do know about the Knights. It may just be him, or what he's decided to call her or refer to her as. But as you were taken into the first-class dining carriage, you discover that there is no one else in there, apart from Aurora. All of the other tables have been not placed on top of each other and moved out of the way haphazardly, but they have been moved off to one side, leaving a table in the middle, which is set up for brunch. She rises from her seat as you enter, and bows deeply to you in a very masculine kind of fashion.
Hello.
Bonjour. It is a pleasure. Please. I do not know, obviously, how long it has been since breakfast, but I did not manage to have breakfast myself. I am famished. I will sit with you.
No, yes, I see. I said I struggle to eat first thing in the morning. Anyway,
I am the same. I find most of my mornings taken up by training, meditation. Food. It is not good to meditate on a full stomach.
But should you train on an empty stomach?
Oui. I find rewarding myself with a large meal afterwards helps. I eat quite a lot late at night, so I have enough energy for the morning.
So you eat before bed?
Before bed, I tend to eat.
Doesn't that affect your
in
sleep?
bed. I am an elf. We are still, over the last 2,000 years, getting used to having to sleep. So it is strange.
I just avoid cheese.
I love cheese.
I
Could not
was
avoid cheese. Cheese should be an everything.
just
Apart
before
from-
bed. I was told it would give nightmares as a child if I ate cheese before bed.
I am a master of my own mind. I do not have nightmares.
That's nice.
It is something taught to us in the knighthood. We will never experience nightmares, only pleasant dreams or sweet nothing.
Those are some of the best nights. When you just fall asleep and then wake up the next morning.
So, you requested. It is my honor to attend to you, but you requested this meeting.
Yes, it was just to spend some more time with you.
Not to pump me for information or anything.
No, I mean, learning more about the knights is always going to be fascinating, but what other information could I possibly want from you?
I am sorry. It is. I am finding this strange journey, even though it has only been a day or so, quite taxing. It's quite stressful.
A lot has happened.
There are many things. Did you know that one of the Inquisitors was physically thrown bodily through the wall of one of the train carriages?
I was not. No, I remember hearing a lot of noise and a lot of shouting, but we were never really told what happened.
It appears from the descriptions that either a giant, though I doubt it, as one has not been seen in Shalem for a very long time. We routed them eons ago. But it appears that potentially an Empyrean, though again one of those has not been seen in 1,000 years, was sighted outside the train. It was the night that you stopped. And yes, he killed many Inquisitors.
Wow.
Unfortunately, there has also been magic cast on the train that I know the Inquisitors do not possess. I have seen the remnants of it. There are lightning scars in some of the... there used to be a storage carriage. No longer. That is gone. But at the rear of the slave carriages, before the last lot were linked on, there are lightning scars from somewhere. This train does not run on electricity or lightning power, so I can only assume that magic has been cast here.
How bizarre. Do you think someone on the train?
Well, unfortunately, I can hope that the person was lost in, along with the loss of the carriage, but...
I can't imagine somebody would be able to survive when Inquisitors were killed.
The Inquisitors tend to inflate their abilities.
Oh.
A little, sometimes a lot. There are a few Inquisitors who it would be said could quite easily survive almost anything. However, the lowest of the low, my acquaintances that you saw me with the previous evening, they are clerks. They are bookworms. They are not... They do not do well in the field. A few of them have some martial prowess, but for the most part, they could be killed.
On paper.
Oui. Some of them might have to be frightened of a strong gust of wind. But no, there are many strange goings on. The humans in the rear carriages seem healthier than was to be expected.
Oh.
Better fed than I would expect for the length of time they have traveled on the train. They seem almost, I want to say confident.
Well, I suppose that's nice for them.
I would... the Inquisitors are thinking of taking a couple this evening to question them. But I do not involve myself in this. It is not the humans that have done this. At least not those locked up. Though there are very few other humans on the train.
And all would be accounted for.
I do not... I hope you are aware. I know there are quite a lot of people in your room. There is no other room, or so we have been told. But we have made a buffer. So there are...
Yes, the servant did come to the door and mention, but there is a few of us in that room already.
Oui. Well, there are now 3 carriages empty, apart from Inquisitors, between the rest of the passengers and the rear. We have bolstered the force in the storage carriage. We have upped the number of patrols. Hopefully, we will make it to Barras without any further issue.
You obviously have some trust in me to tell me all that when you've just met me.
If you wandered the train, you would see that there are more Inquisitors on board now. The patrols are more often. And there are 3 completely empty carriages.
Suppose that makes sense.
I suppose there is a curfew now, which would mean that you could not really wander the train. But
no,
you are obviously in first class. I'm assuming word will spread. There is nothing hidden. We have perhaps at least one trick up our sleeve, I believe. I am led to believe.
The Inquisitors have a trick up this sleeve.
Well, the High Inquisitor has sent us something. It is hidden. We know not what they are.
Oh.
But we have been informed they are on the train.
Well, hopefully they can keep us safe until Paras.
Hopefully. Have you ever been to Paras?
No. I until recently had never left Albion.
It is, well, parts of it are beautiful, parts of it are like any other city, dirty and lawless. But fortunately, those parts tend to be far out from the center. When you first see Paras, I am told we will come upon Paras at dawn over the hill, and remember when you wake to look out of the window and see the sun shine on the great crystal palaces, on the towers of Paras. It is a sight to behold.
I will do my best to be awake at dawn.
Unfortunately, I will have to be. I may be busy though, and I will not be able to catch sight of my home. But I look forward to perhaps seeing you again in Paras and showing you the sights.
I'll be there for some time. I'm meeting a friend and doing some sightseeing.
You have friends in Paras already?
An acquaintance.
Well, have you been referred to them? Do you know them personally? Or
We met briefly when I first entered Shalem. Possibly meeting again in Paras. But you might know the place more.
who is this friend? I may be able to help you get to them quicker.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it. I honestly couldn't even tell you what they do. I don't always meet the nicest of, most reputable of people.
Oui. What do you do? How do you earn your keep? Or...
Does my race not give it away?
One does not like to assume.
I'm not as freely. I have a couple of particular funders.
Popular. So popular you get to be selective.
Yes, I'm blessed.
I have known previously a couple in the same line of work as yourself who were so equally blessed in skill and looks that they could pick their suitors, as it were. They did very well for themselves. You seem to be traveling with at least some protection. Not that I would assume, as we spoke before, you need it.
No, I can handle myself in most situations, but I find having an automaton with me or an orc, half orc with me, stops the situation from beginning in the first place.
Oui.
Discouragement.
I would be careful in Paras, though. People, in your line of work, they tend to know everyone's face. It is a very close-knit community. New blood would potentially upset the balance, and they may not take too kindly to someone as beautiful as yourself encroaching on their turf.
At the moment, I'm not looking for any new patron.
And then I'm sure everything will be fine.
So, when did you become a knight?
Actually, it was as a child, given by my family. I showed potential, powers or magic over and above what you would assume would be average for an elven child. And I was taken into a knight's temple in Paras and trained there by many different teachers until I eventually passed my exams and became a knight.
Wow,
I have been a fully fledged knight for perhaps 10 years.
That's impressive. You couldn't be. Actually, I'm not even going to attempt to guess your age. I've just remembered how elves age.
I am somewhat of a prodigy. I am quite young. I am only myself 26 in rotations around the sun.
You're practically an infant.
Oui, but since the Sundering, since the calamity, all those thousands of years ago, we have had to mature much quicker than we once did.
I know that feeling.
She looks like she's about to ask you a question when the door behind her opens. And it's the door that's much further down the train. And 2 Inquisitors come through, stalk up the carriage.
You have visitors.
Ah, yes. Duty calls. Bear, please. And she stands, walks far enough away that they can't be overheard, and the 2 Inquisitors bend their heads into her, start whispering quite animatedly. She holds up her hand to halt them, turns, smiles at you. I am afraid, my friend, I have to cut our brunch short. It would appear we have an issue in the rear carriages. I will rain check.
Yeah, of course. Tomorrow?
Oui. Perhaps not tomorrow. Perhaps the day after.
Okay. I look forward to it.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
And she walks off, leaving you alone with the maitre d' and a big table of food.
Ori sits there for a second, staring at the door she's gone through, and then realizes she's still smiling. And then looks at the table and goes, "Oh shit," and just gets up and runs back to the room.
Okay.
Hi guys.
Hi, how did it go?
How was your meal?
It was yeah, nice. Yeah, it was great.
Brief?
It was shorter than I expected.
Yeah, some Inquisitors came in to collect her. Apparently there's an issue in the rear carriages at the moment.
You're speaking very quickly.
Ah.
I ran back and,
Short
I
breath.
just sat with somebody who could have killed me at any second.
Can I,
Say rear carriages.
Bri,
Do you use the
do I have any indication of Ori's mental state right now?
Roll an insight check.
I would love to roll an insight check.
I rolled deception. No, I can't. There's no reason for me to be.
Well, you did seem to be trying to deceive me just now. Insight is that's a 16.
Oriana.
Yeah, no, you don't. I rolled 18 and I've got a +8 deception.
Good lord.
Yeah.
Now I know how you lot feel.
Frustrating,
Oriana
innit?
Yep.
seems exactly as they say.
Ari, you said the rear carriages.
Yes, I don't know what it is, just that there's been a disturbance in the rear carriages, which, by the way, they're thinking of taking some of the humans tonight to interview them about what's been going on, because they've noticed that a lot of the humans are looking healthier than they should right now.
That
Right.
could be very bad for us.
There's also now 3 carriages empty between us and the rear carriages, and the empty carriages just have Inquisitors in them.
What if...
Oh, and Aurora's not the thing the Inquisitors left on the train.
There's something else.
There's something else.
What if Natasha is the disturbance?
It's possible.
Yeah.
That's a big concern.
She seemed like she could take care of herself.
You'd think, wouldn't you? But,
I
We
hope
give Natasha a stone.
yeah. Well, no, Ori has sending.
I have sending.
Mm.
I'll use sending. Yeah, and just say, here, there's a disturbance at the rear of the train. Are you okay? what's going on.
After a moment, Natasha's voice comes back. I am fine, Oriana. I am currently feigning sleep in my carriage. I believe someone went back for possessions they had left in the vacated carriages.
Okay. Okay. So that's that. Hopefully, that's just what that was.
So we need to find out what the Inquisitor left.
Yeah. I have no idea what it is or where it could be, and there was no way I could have asked without it being suspicious.
No,
Did you get any implication of whether the Inquisitor is someone? No, sorry, excuse me. The Knight is someone who could be reasoned with.
Maybe. She's not available for brunch tomorrow, but maybe the day after. But tomorrow shit goes down.
Reg, what is the roof of the train made of, and how thick is it?
Okay.
Artificers ask the weirdest questions.
On the spot.
From what you've been able to tell, most of the rear, what would be storage and the slave
No,
carriages.
the passenger carriages.
The passenger. Okay.
Well, all of it, really. Just the roof, though, not the rest.
Okay. That's why they're all different. Do you want the passenger carriages or all of them?
Are any of them more than an inch thick of metal?
No.
Are any of them made of lead?
No.
Fine. That's all I need to know.
Cool.
I have an idea.
Mhm.
I'm going to walk down the roof with Detect Magic up and see if I can find something magical or that has magic hidden away.
Okay.
Would you
From
like to
above.
go? Would you like to go one way and I could go the other?
It
I'm
would
just-
make sense.
Throwing it out there. What if that thing is triggered by that?
It shouldn't be. Detect Magic is not.
What if it's triggered by you walking along the roof?
We've already walked along the roof.
Yeah, we have since the Inquisitor left. We've been on the roof,
This was put on the train at the last stop.
which was when the Inquisitor left. So
Mm. No, he left the stop before.
Yeah, Oriana's right.
well,
Fry is completely out of focus. I don't
Fry's
know.
got
I
to
know.
fix his camera again. Do the hand thing.
Right, it's the ring light behind you.
Yeah, it's trying to focus
It's
on that.
focusing on the light behind you.
Okay.
You just gotta.
It's got to fix it. Oh yeah, look, there we go. Immediate clarity. Hey.
Well, yeah, because it's still focused on the background.
No,
There's a bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that bear.
yeah, it's Big Ted. It's my bear.
Bear. Your bear.
My 30-year-old teddy bear.
Okay.
Sorry. Well, we have to find out what it is and where it is. We have to, because if we don't, we're putting ourselves
I'm
into
just
danger.
throwing it out. Just be careful. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
Yeah.
if we trigger it, I'll shout real loud through the sending stones, not actually shouting, because that
Yeah,
would be really
thanks.
stupid.
I have to admit, I'm very nervous about the idea of attempting anything without knowing what's facing
been
us.
hidden. I will be as quiet as a mouse, as best I can. Ace, I'm very sorry. I think perhaps you shouldn't come with me, even as protection.
That's understandable. I'm not sure I can keep a low profile.
You're about as stealthy as a rock. Said with all the love in my heart.
It's okay. I'll keep everything calm here, and if you need anything inside the carriage, I can certainly try and help that way.
We will be as quick as possible. I
Just
can't.
just send me a message on the stones if needed.
I'll do what I can. Okay. Quill, should we go for a wander?
I'm up for it.
I'm just going to climb directly out of the window and up onto the roof, but I can't use spider climb.
Because you've got to have. No, I thought Detect Magic wasn't concentration.
Detect Magic is concentration.
Oh, right, yes, no, it's a ritual, is the thing I was thinking of.
Yeah, I am going to do it as a ritual. So for 10 minutes before we go up onto the roof, I'm going to sit and cast Detect Magic so it doesn't waste.
I'm also going to do it as a ritual.
Okay.
Yeah. we just sit there and do two very different rituals. So mine's got springs, bits of cotton wool, bits of oil, like in a little circle, and then moving things around.
Mine has sigils and runes. Lots of.
I'm looking back and forth between the two of you and trying not to laugh.
We're casting exactly the same spell.
Very different
Okay.
ways. I end up like writing ink on my hand and things.
Cool.
That's cute. It's real cute. You have to do that. It's
You don't have to do that. It saves us wasting a spell slot. You would have to use a spell slot. Now, I'm ritualing.
What's a spell slot?
Okay. Some of your magical energy, you know? This doesn't waste it.
I just think it's cute.
You're cute.
Little sigils and things.
Your
I think
face is
it's-
cute.
I think it's adorable that you can't cast spells without using up your limited pool of energy for the day.
Actually, I can.
This is all terribly catty.
And I just point at my necklace. Like it's a threat.
You're not. That's not. Listen, I'm doing a ritual.
Shut up, we're ritualing. I'm trying not to mix my copper dust with, like, your salt.
Yeah.
Okay. And who's going forward? Who's going back?
I'll go back towards the rear.
I'll go forward.
Cool.
Quill's less likely to get caught out. I keep calling you Silk in my head as well. It's going to be a running thing, I think.
Okay.
Quill's less likely to stand out if he has to get in suddenly at the front of the carriage. Train. Oh my god. Should I just go to bed?
Okay.
Waffle has.
Hang on. So, right. Say again. Who's going forward? Who's going back?
I'm going
Let's go forward, I'm going back.
Right. Okay. Cool. Okay. As your rituals end, then, and you open your eyes to the world of magic around you, the entire train glows.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like the entire train glows, like a low hum. There's a lot of little tiny spots of light in the glow as well. Little tiny bits of familiar magic to you as one of you walks forward. You can see that some of the other first-class carriages have like ever-boiling kettles and things like that. As you go dice back down the train, you can see that the kitchen employs quite a lot of magic, just mundane, common magical spells too.
You're not going to make me roll for getting out onto the train roof because I'm not agile and I'm climbing onto a train roof from a window.
Oh, yeah.
I will attempt to help dice.
Go on.
Climb onto the
Advantage.
Quill goes up first and pulls me up, I
With
think.
advantage, athletics or acrobatics, up to you.
Okay. Athletics or acrobatics. It's going to be acrobatics.
Okay.
With advantage, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
As you are
nice.
being helped.
Yeah, 17.
Cool. Yeah, you get onto the roof of the train. Everything's fine.
Sorry.
Quill, first of all, your journey is much shorter.
I am attempting to move stealthily. I don't know if you want a stealth roll.
Yeah, roll stealth for the both of you as you go.
I have advantage.
Oh, that's 21.
21. Dice.
Yeah. So that's 18. It's not outstanding, but it's okay.
Okay.
Not right, but it's okay.
Quill, then, as you make your way forward, even outside of the boundary of the spell, you can tell that the forward, or the engine of this train, begins to glow at your periphery, and the closer and closer you get, the brighter the glow is. There's a lot of magical energy running through this train, which is weird, because you didn't expect this much necrotic energy to be emanating from this train. And it's strange to find so much necromancy here. But apart from what you'd expect to be there, you can't really sense anything else out of place.
Okay. I'd probably go back and join Dice
Okay.
if I've finished my thing. Try and catch up. I say try and catch up. I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Dice,
Yes.
as you then stealthily make your way down the train,
Yeah.
the magic does seem to get stronger the closer to the back of the train you get. And you can see through the roof pinpricks of light moving up and down the train corridors in a uniform fashion. These would appear to be maybe magical items being carried by the inquisitorial patrols. You do, though, eventually get to 3 carriages where, apart from the inquisitors, like up and down one side of the train, it's just completely dead, apart from the inquisitors and the gems or the crystals that are holding the train carriages aloft that you can sense just at the edge of the boundary of the spell.
Okay.
It is as you get to the slave carriages and Quill catches up that you both notice something very strange. In the rearmost slave carriage, the one that has been most recently added on,
Should have thought that through.
there is magic emanating from there.
What sort?
How long does the spell last?
An
10
hour?
minutes.
No, 10 minutes? Oh, in which case I'd probably recast it. No, 10 minutes to walk down a train. That's pretty reasonable, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd be alright.
Yeah.
The type of magic is transmutation.
Okay. Can I roll a check against what I know about transmutation magic?
Yeah.
What am I rolling? Intelligence?
No, Arcana.
Oh, even better. Yeah, that is going to be 28.
28.
Arcana's plus 9.
Cool, okay. These are the spells that deal specifically with modifying energy and matter. So changing one thing from another. Copper to silver. Human to owlbear.
Have I encountered anything like it before? This particular type of energy?
Anytime you saw anyone doing a transmutation spell.
Okay.
But it could literally be anything.
Should I try to take a look?
Wait 1 second. How many Inquisitors are in there from the magical items they're carrying?
2. But they've just left.
They've just left.
On the way into the rear carriage, the storage carriage, where you can sense now there are about 10.
I can cast invisibility and come in with you and we can both go and have a look. My knowledge of various types of magic is very good. It might help.
Yes. My concern is that this is going to be more a matter of being very quiet than being very not seeable.
Go have a look, and then if we need me to come in as well, I will. I'll keep detect magic up while you're in there, and if I see people coming towards you, because I can track their magical items, I'll knock once on the roof or something. I'll use the sending stone. What a stupid thing. Yeah.
Sensible. Hey, do you know any cantrips that can give me the edge in this stealth thing I'm about to do?
Why, yes, I do, and I cast guidance.
Thank you.
I know what you were aiming for.
I suspected you would. I'm going to try and stealth down into this carriage and get a look.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check.
By the way, guidance is concentration, so it means I have dropped detect magic for the next minute.
Okay.
Oh, what do I add? Is it a D4 from guidance?
Yes, it is.
$34.
Okay. I genuinely thought you were asking about the D4 then, because you needed it.
No, yeah, I rolled a 19 on the d20, and then I rolled a 3 on the d4.
Okay.
Actually, let me just triple check that number I just told you.
Yeah.
Using this character sheet thing. Yeah, no, that's right. 34.
Okay. You disappear from even Dice's sight as you very quickly make your way, quite acrobatically, flipping down silently into the space between the two carriages, opening the door. The ungreased hinges make no sound whatsoever, and you deftly slip inside. You stick to the massive amount of shadow that is in this carriage. They don't give much light to the humans.
Mm-hmm.
And make your way to look into the cell round about where Dice showed you where the pinprick, or where you realised the pinprick of light was. As you haven't travelled down to these carriages since they were added on, you look in. These people are huddled, not as well fed as the rest of them. Roll me a perception check.
Perception check it is. I'm going to use the inspiration I have from making some pun on stream.
Okay.
That's more like it. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, okay. As you make your way, your eyes make their way along the people there. You see there are a few children, a few human men, look to be farmers, labourers, a few women. But they're all huddled away from one corner, as much as they can in the limited space that they have. In this corner, laid out, hidden by most of the people standing, is a human boy. Can't be more than a teenager, maybe early 20s. He's missing a leg, missing an arm. You can see a crutch. The leg and the arm are opposite. The crutch would be a possibility. It does seem strange to you, after all these strapping specimens of humanity being sent to the slave markets and the games, that one who was so damaged would be included in the cargo.
Yeah. And obviously he stands out because everyone's trying to stay away from him. I don't know. I don't really have any way to gain any kind of information about this. I don't think. My detect magic, is it still up?
At this time, I'd say it would have run out.
Okay.
It was enough to get you to the location, but
I can't really cast it in here because it's got a verbal component. Okay. I'm going to try and stealthily get a little closer and see if I can see anything unusual about this guy.
okay. Roll me another stealth check then.
It's only 24.
Okay. As you make your way then through the shadows to the other end of their cell, so you can get a better look, he appears to be sickly, thin, pale, breathing heavily. He looks to be sweating almost as if he's got a fever.
Okay. Can I see anything that would make him appear dangerous?
He's literally armless.
One armless. Okay, I'm going to make my way back out of the carriage and back to Dice.
That was bad, right? By the way,
It was a terrible pun.
I'm sorry.
awful. Have inspiration for yourself.
Finished.
While we've broken up, Bri, you need to change the music. It's playing a lullaby.
Soothing.
I did change
I'm
it.
fighting to stay awake already.
I did change it. It didn't take. I apologise. There we go. And
Oh,
as
has
you...
that just messed up your layout?
No, it's fine. Just says M now instead. That's okay.
Okay.
You cannot see anything dangerous about this person at all. They appear to have no possessions other than their crutch.
Okay, I'm going. Like I say, I'm going to go back up onto the roof.
Okay.
1 second, and I'm going to try and go to directly above where this kid was. I'm going to cast Detect Magic again. This time I won't bother casting it as a ritual.
Okay. As you cast Detect Magic then, immediately the train around you begins to glow, and directly below you, where you believe the child to be, or the young man to be, is where the magic shines.
And what school of magic is this transmutation, you said?
Mm-hmm.
What did you find?
Just a kid with one arm and one leg and a crutch. He looks sick, feverish.
Do I know of any creature that can hide as a human?
Everyone's staying away from him. I'll cast Minor Illusion and produce like a 5 foot, like a hologram, basically,
Okay.
of this kid. Not a 5 foot. I think it's got to be. Oh yeah, no, it is 5 foot. I can do a full size rendition of him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look very closely and see if I can get any clues about what this kid is hiding from the hologram.
Looks like a young, sickly boy.
Do I know of any creature that could take human form but would look unwell while doing it?
Probably a nature check.
I'll give it a go, right? I might get an outstanding nature check here. It's not actually atrocious. Even though I don't think you're going to give it to me, I'm going to add Flash of Genius to it as well, so... 28?
Yeah, loads.
Yeah, that's what I thought you'd do.
Like loads and loads and loads and loads.
But that would make them look sickly, like this, like the sweating.
A doppelganger exposed to silver. Most demons. A
It
shifter.
does associate with demons.
Changeling.
Shifter, changeling.
But those wouldn't. Those changed by their nature, right? They don't use transmutation magic to do it. Would they show up to the spell?
Probably not.
So I guess the question then is, do we know any transmutation magic that would be, that would
Have a physical impact on the person it's cast on.
could just be disguise self though?
Sky Self, polymorph.
Do you know, I think we need more information. But humans gossip, right?
Yes, but if we go into that carriage, then they're not gossiping in there.
No, they're not, but humans
No, I mean
gossip.
they're all scared of the kid.
They didn't look scared, wary. They all look quite comfortable with each other, but not with him.
Let's say I said that.
Okay.
Fine. Quill, I'm
Right.
going to be gone for about 45 minutes. I will be back. I have.
Should I wait here on top of the train?
No, that seems daft and very uncomfortable. I'll shout if I need help.
Where are you going, guys?
I'm gonna go hide in that room.
For 45 minutes.
Well, the spell lasts for an hour, so 45 minutes is the maximum I can do and still give myself a chance to get out. But I want to watch him to see if anything's said or if I hear anything. We need more information, and we're not going to get it any other way.
I'm going to stay here on top of the carriage.
You're very welcome to do so, because there's 10 Inquisitors in the next room, so that would be great.
Yeah.
If you can occasionally recast Detect Magic and just check that they're still... But then even if they come in...
Well, I can do it as a ritual up here.
That's true, so every 10 minutes you could recast it. Just keep an eye on things. But
Will do.
we'll see. We'll see. But we need more information, right?
Agreed.
You are actually stealthier than me.
Correct.
I could make you invisible instead.
I
Would
like
that be better?
It seems better.
It does seem better. I'm going to cast invisibility on Quill.
Okay.
I will
Quill
stealth down
disappears.
and post up in the carriage.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
You
going to
want
cast
me to roll
Detect
stealth?
Magic.
Yes, please.
Do I have advantage
Oh,
because of
God,
being invisible? Good thing as well. That's a 23.
Cool. Okay. So you pop down into the train. Make your way... How long does invisibility last?
An hour.
Cool. Okay. So you make your way down into the train and post up near the train carriage. Or near the slave cell.
I can't have Detect Magic up at the same time, though, so I'm just going to have to rely on... Because it's concentration, they both are.
Rely on Quill. Okay.
Yeah.
And as you cast the spell, you hear the silent shuffles of... or the very quiet shuffles of Quill move away from you. We will leave it there. For break, not leave it there for the evening. But yes, we're going to take a break. Because it is come up to 9:10. So we'll be about 15 minutes. Please, while we're on break, check out obviously Loki Battle Mats. Check out Blink Dog Dice. And if you can, I'll get the link in there. Join our Discord if you're not already. But yeah, thank you for sticking around so far. We hope you
it's
stick
been fun
around.
on the Discord actually.
Yeah, it has been.
We can plug it a little more than that, bro. The Discord's been
the
really
Discord's
fun.
fun.
We've been enjoying chatting with people, and I am going to have a word with Bri about at everyone every time he goes live on something, so he'll stop doing that and it won't annoy everyone.
All right. Okay. Sorry.
They get a notification from Twitch already if they want it, Bri.
Okay. Yeah, some people who
When I
join
go
might
live,
might not know about our or might not have followed us on Twitch. But yeah, and he's right. Shane chats on there and he's great. But yes, we'll see you in about 15 minutes.
In a minute.
Bye.
Hi, my weird fingers.
Hello, and welcome back to Chronicles of Nidum, episode 64, which I think will be titled Train Bound for Nowhere, or something along those lines.
But it's bound for us.
Yes, yes it is, you hope.
It's not bound for nowhere, it's bound for somewhere.
But yes, where we left off, Quill was making their way invisibly and stealthily down into the slave carriage
Making their way down train.
to check out,
Walking,
see if they could find out more about the strange child, the strange young man that all of the other...
Wait, is Anya still downstairs?
Yes.
Can Anya go and grab my phone charger from the bedroom that I went up to get, went for a wee, came back down and forgot?
Dice, what's a phone charger?
Sorry. I'm going to run out of D&D
You grab
Beyond in a
Amelia's phone
minute.
charger.
It's plugged into the wall next to the...
In my room. plugged
Next to the
into
wardrobe.
wall, next to the wardrobe.
Sorry, thank you, I love you.
Amelia's asking. Thank you. But yes, sure that's why you have children. Free slave labour. I'm sure that's why you have kids. It doesn't work, but...
It's the theory.
Yeah. But yes, you are now situated opposite the slave carriage, or the cell that you found that boy in.
Mm-hmm. Dash boy.
Now, are you looking for anything in particular?
No, I'm just staying here very quiet and observing him over the course of 45 minutes.
Okay. There is not much from him. His breathing is ragged and quick. His eyes flutter, but never open enough for you to tell what colour they are. At some point, you do seem to hear kind of a croaked whisper come from him, and one of the children closest to him kind of warily hands him a cup of water, which he sips from, and then puts down next to him and goes back into what appears to be unconsciousness. Roll a perception check for me.
19.
Okay. In the darkness, or the very dim light of this carriage, you do notice once every, and you start counting after the first couple of instances, once every 5 minutes, instead of reaching out for the cup, it appears that he jerks in his sleep. But after noticing it and paying more attention, you notice that it is not so much a jerk in his sleep that haphazardly sends his arm off before he draws it back to him. Every 5 minutes, he appears to be stroking the bottom of the crutch, resting up against the wall next to him. But it's not like a loving caress. It's almost fearful, checking it's still there, but his fingers jerk away from it as if burnt. It's every 5 minutes. He seems to stir, touch the crutch, and then go back into stillness.
Okay, time to do something stupid.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to take that crutch using Mage Hand. Wait until he touches it, and then I will attempt to take it.
Okay.
Your eyes did something when I said that.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've said I'm doing it now.
Okay.
Quill can't see your eyes.
Okay.
So, first things first, I am going to move to as near as damn it exactly 30 feet away from him.
Okay.
And now, Mage Hand, because Arcane Trickster Rogue, I have Mage Hand Legerdemain. Which means I can do like sleight of hand checks using my Mage Hand.
Yes, you can.
And I can also do a sleight of hand check to cover the casting of Mage Hand, so that I assume means that I can cast Mage Hand somewhat stealthily, Yeah. So that's the plan. I'm gonna wait until he touches the crutch. Then just after he does that, I'm going to use the Mage Hand to grab it and get out of the carriage and up onto the roof as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Now, Mage Hand lasts for a minute, and I can move my Mage Hand as an action, but using Mage Hand Legerdemain, I can also move it as a bonus action, so I can effectively, like, the Mage Hand can effectively dash.
Okay.
So I'm going to send it forwards, basically 60 feet around.
Forward, grab, back.
No, so it's going to appear there.
Okay.
And it's going to grab and then move 60 feet around.
Got you.
And I'll basically be at the door, pulling it open, up. I don't want to touch the crutch, is what I'm saying.
All right.
The crutch is only going to be held by Mage Hand.
Okay. Roll me a sleight of hand check for the casting of the spell then.
Okay. 26.
Cool. So you wait a moment. The boy jerks in his sleep. His hand touches the crutch, moves back away from it. You very stealthily cast your spell, and you see the spectral hand appear. Where does it grab the staff? Or the crutch? Where does it grab it?
Halfway up.
Okay.
In the middle, I guess.
Okay. As it grabs it, it begins to very quickly move it away. What do you do?
I am moving out of the carriage as well.
Okay.
So, basically, how far away from the door to the carriage is the crutch at the beginning of this?
As this is happening, the crutch is at the door.
The door.
Oh, sorry. As this starts to happen, it's
Yeah.
about 30 feet away from the door.
Okay, perfect. So I'm casting this basically from the door.
Okay, cool.
So as soon as I, in fact, I'll have the door cracked open before I cast. So as soon as I cast, the Mage Hand. So that's my bonus action to cast it, because of Legerdemain, I think. Oh, no, that's my action to cast it. So as soon as I cast it, I use a bonus action to move it 30 feet to the door, so it's next to me. I will pull the door open, and in the next round, I'll use my action and bonus action to move the crutch up onto the roof of the carriage and over near to Dice.
Okay.
And I will use my movement to also move up onto the top of the carriage.
Okay. Before the next round occurs, then. That is a 26 to hit.
To hit?
Mm-hmm.
To hit what?
You.
No, thank you.
Pardon?
No, I don't want to be hit.
What's your armor class?
15.
Okay. You feel a sharp pain in your shoulder as your left arm begins to go numb from the shock. And you glance over your shoulder to note that there is a small throwing knife embedded now in your shoulder. You glance back at the carriage and at the cell in that moment, and the boy has risen and is now holding himself against one wall, balancing on one leg. But you can see now that he has another 4 or 5 throwing daggers in his hand. He's staring at you. His eyes are entirely black. No whites, no iris, just darkness.
Okay.
Roll
How
for
much
initiative.
damage do I take?
Oh, sorry. How much damage do you take? Bum, bum, bum. Da-da-da-da-da. You take. There we go. 9 points of piercing damage.
Delightful. The good news is that Mage Hand isn't a concentration spell, so I don't actually need to roll to keep that up. And roll for initiative, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. 11.
11.
Mhm.
Okay. There we go. And cool. Okay.
Quick question though, Bray.
Yep.
Did he roll at disadvantage?
For
Me being invisible?
Uh,
Or no, I'm not, because I cast Mage Hand
Mhm.
and when I do spells.
yes,
I
it does.
thought it did when Dice does spells, but it doesn't.
No, it's when the subject of the invisibility.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So he goes first.
I thought you might.
Okay. He's going to use another of his actions to throw another one of the daggers at you. That is going to be 19 to hit.
Shield
Shield.
does not hit.
Ooh, okay. What does shield give you? Plus
+5.
5. Okay.
Shield's good.
Sorry, I thought it was +4. Cool.
I used to
Okay.
have shield. It was great.
So as you see the throwing dagger sail towards you, you throw up your hands and an invisible wall of force appears and the dagger just stops and clatters on the floor below. Instead of throwing another dagger, he jams one in the lock of the cell and it opens. You hear him say a word in some strange language alien to you. I want you to make a contested grapple check using your mage hand. What are the stats for your mage hand?
Yeah, it doesn't have stats.
Okay.
I think it just uses your strength, doesn't it?
No, and even if I'm using my stats, I'd be using acrobatics, not athletics, to avoid this. But
Does mage hand have anything? It's got no real strength at all, does it?
it's spectral. I don't think it can be attacked
Okay.
because it doesn't have any stats. It doesn't have AC. It doesn't have hit points. All it does is vanishes if it's ever more than 30 feet away from you.
Okay.
Um,
The hand can't attack, activate magic items, or carry more than 10 pounds. Okay, cool. So, no contested grapple check then. You hear a thump and a clatter of metal and turn away from your assailant and see that the crutch your mage hand was holding has now appeared to be much too heavy for the mage hand, as it changes into what can only be described and is very familiar to you, having seen now the form that dice normally takes in their armor. These are the arm and leg of an automaton. They start to move back down the carriage towards the boy.
Past me?
They're trying to.
Well, I'll make an attack.
It is now your turn.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's not. It's their turn. They're moving. I'll make an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
And what I'm going to attempt to do is shove them back out the door of the train.
Okay.
Back out the door of the carriage.
Okay.
So that means I have to do an athletics check, I think, which is not my strong suit.
Okay.
But I will roll it anyway. I rolled a 1.
Well,
Not a natural 1. I rolled a 2. Total of 1.
Because you got -1. Okay.
Yeah.
You attempt then to shove either the arm or the leg back out, But as you kind of move towards it, the pain in your shoulder is too much for you, and you don't seem to be able to get a grasp as they start to claw and kind of shift their way back up the corridor towards the boy.
Have I heard anything at this point?
I'm
listening pretty intently.
Roll me a perception check.
Oh, nice. I love this dice so much. It is my favourite dice. It is a Blink Dog dice, and everyone should have them. It's a 19. My perception is +5, so 24.
Yeah, you've heard this is ongoing. Roll initiative.
Okay, with advantage. I have advantage on initiative, and I can't remember why currently. Something to do with my helmet, I think.
This is loud enough for Ace to be hearing at the other end of the train. No, yeah, I didn't think so. That's fine though.
Sorry, Ace.
No,
it's a 16.
Right. I'm enjoying.
I know, but
16.
I'm still not in it. Yeah, 16.
Okay. Cool. So that was your attack of opportunity, Quill.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
It's a good question.
Nothing ever goes smoothly. Nothing ever fucking just works, does it?
Do I know how to detach carriages?
Yes.
Can it be done from where I am, which is basically between the carriages almost?
Absolutely. It's a much more destructive process, but yes.
How would I go about that here?
Blowing up the coupling.
Okay.
Well, it can be detached, presumably. It doesn't have to be blown. Or is it held magically?
It's held magically and controlled from the train at the front, from the engine room.
No, they just stopped the train.
How long are these carriages?
The carriages themselves are about 60 to 80 feet long.
Okay. How far down the carriage am I? Just because this is going to be relevant and Greg's thinking.
You were directly above, so you're only about 15 feet away from the edge.
But that edge, not the other edge. I don't want to be at that edge. I want to be at the other edge. All right.
I am going to cast Tasha's Mind Whip
Okay.
on this, what I now suspect to be automaton pretending to be a little boy. So I need intelligence saving throw.
Okay. Give me a moment. I need to have a look at Tasha's Mind Whip.
I can tell you what it does. You don't need to look at it.
Okay. Please describe Tasha's Mind Whip for me.
Well, first, do you want to tell me if he passed?
Give me a second.
Because if he rolled a good intelligence save, it doesn't matter what it does. It won't do it.
He rolled a 16.
He passes.
He passes. Okay.
So, for our purposes, the result of Tasha's Mind Whip is that he takes 3 psychic damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my movement to get up onto the roof of the train and tell Dice that we have a serious problem.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to dash back down to between the carriages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So give me a second then, and I will.
I need something. What I need is Oriana.
Yeah, she's not here.
Nope.
But you could call her.
No, not for what I need her for. It wouldn't work.
Why?
Because what I want Dice to do is stop the Inquisitors getting into that rear carriage for a substantial amount of time. If Ori was here, I could just get her to melt the lock.
Yeah.
Ori is not here. And lightning doesn't do the same thing. Although it could solder it, which I'm going to ask about in a minute.
You could use heat metal on the door handle.
But that had occurred to me as well, and it would probably work better than fire, maybe. I also have shatter up.
I mean, you could use shatter on the coupling, but all that would do is they just stop the train and go back for him.
Also, we'd be then stuck not with everyone else, which would be not ideal. Although I really hate this train at this point and probably would be up for it. I could have had Mage Hand as a cantrip, look at that.
Yeah.
Not the point.
I thought, in my defense, the mistake that I've made here is that I thought that the crutch was like a magic item. You know, it was like a staff or something that was disguised, and that was like the source of power or corruption or something. And if I got it away from him, then he might not be a concern for us. It doesn't turn out that that's the case.
No, not on this occasion, but it was a good thought. It could have worked out that way.
It was a theory.
So, if you can see your battle maps.
Yes, I can see.
Yep. Dice on the top of the train, you at the door, and the boy now outside the carriage.
At this point,
Outside
Sepsis'
the
plan of crashing the train just sounds pretty good. That's very true, Piggy. We need an immovable rod. This is hashtag
Classic.
harmless, not harmless. Okay, everyone in fucking chat's got jokes. I like it.
Hecking good jokes.
Okay, so it is his go again.
Great. I would like to say when I came back, I'm between the carriages, but I wouldn't necessarily be like fully in the middle of the door. So I don't want to be like, I would like some cover.
You're just out of the way. You are currently just out of the way.
Cool.
However, what he is now going to do, and you see him as he rolls forward, coming up from the floor and rounding the corner on you. As he stands then, one human leg, one metal leg, one human arm, one metal arm, he is going to strike at you.
What if
He didn't.
he did not?
Well, funny thing,
He's gonna.
he does, yeah.
Yeah, shit. I think that's a bad choice, personally. Narratively, in this story that we're telling, I think it would
Yeah.
be better if he didn't.
Yeah, you reckon?
I think.
Okay. Alright. Cool. Okay. So,
This is bad improv, so you're supposed to yes and, like when I say
yeah.
something you don't like just ignore it and go, it's fine,
Okay.
carry on.
So, he is going to lash out at you, the metal arm and the metal leg, and kick at you, and punch at you.
Sick.
The first hit is going to be a 23 with the hand.
Hit.
Okay. Stunning strike. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
This fucking monk.
It's a natural one. That dice is going in. That dice is going in the fuck off drawer.
Okay.
Ace, you might be getting a shout at this rate, love.
You are stunned.
Agreed.
You
That's
cannot
stunning.
take actions or reactions.
Agreed. I know what stunned means.
This is
Fuck
for the
off,
benefit
carry
of
on.
chat. You automatically fail strength and dex saves, and any further attacks against you have advantage. So the the damage you take from this. Give me a second. D&D Beyond has just crashed and shown me beholders across the board.
We do like a good beholder.
Not when it's telling me that there's an error.
Right.
Or committing a TPK.
Yeah.
Oh no, it would only
Big
be a
fan of Amiibo
PTK.
when they're doing that.
Okay.
No, a PPK. Partial particle kill.
Go. So from the first hit, you take... there we are. Okay, you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Mhm.
And 1 point of piercing. As the slightly jagged knuckles on his metal arm start to break through your skin. As the kick hits you...
You want my turn, hurry up.
That's with advantage. Okay, so that's going to be, there we go, an 18 to hit. And you take, where's that gone? There we are. Bum, bum, bum. You take a further 12 points of bludgeoning damage. And 3 points of piercing.
Huh?
Then,
No, then.
as a bonus action, he's going to do Flurry of Blows.
The Bri really is out to kill Quill, though.
I literally hate you. I quit the stream. I'm not playing anymore. I'm taking my quill and going home.
Okay, first strike hits. Second strike, yeah, it hits. So you take... Ooh, better this time. There we go. You take 7 points. 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Just tell me the total amount of damage. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm trying to add this up.
10 and 16 total from the flurry of blows. And that is the end of his go. Dice.
I'm going to try something a little bit nuts,
Okay.
because that's just what I do. You said I'm close to dropping into the carriage, so I'm actually going to drop down into the carriage
Okay.
now.
Cool.
And I'm going to run... Oh, I've forgotten he can still hear me.
Yeah, he can.
Cool. I'm going to run directly at the guy, and I'm going to touch him and read from the scroll in my hand, and I'm going to cast Greater Restoration on him.
You're gonna what?
I'm going to use the scroll of Greater Restoration that I have in the bag of holding, and I'm going to cast it on him.
It's great restoration in like a minute cast.
I honestly don't know, because it's a scroll. No, it's one action. Casting time,
Okay.
one action. I've got the spell up.
Yeah.
You said he had black eyes. This is off the basis of me seeing that dropping into the carriage, obviously, and making a decision, because if you do things in order, that would have to be done first. I'm going to cast Greater Restoration.
Okay. You rush forward past the stunned Quill, standing stock still next to you, kind of slowly waving back and forth. Scroll in hand, it burns up in a flash of white light as you touch this guy. And as the light clears and sight returns to your eyes, it appears to return to his. You see the black inky darkness in his eyes dissipate. And he looks at you. His eyes are hazel. And he just kind of looks at you blinking. What? Where am I?
Hold that thought, and I'm going to run up to the end, the carriage, into the other one, and I'm going to cast Arcane Lock
Sorry, you've broken Greg.
Another one. You did it another time.
I'm going to run up and cast Arcane Lock on the door into this carriage to stop anyone getting in for 10 minutes while we figure out what we're doing.
Okay.
Amelia.
I'm going to go up to Quill and be like, and as I go past, I'm going to be like, I will get to you in a second, I promise. I know this is
As
all...
soon as the stun wears off, Quill just like drops to his knees, like, ow.
About 6 seconds later, Quill does drop to his knees in pain.
Hi,
The
are you okay?
The young man kind of looks down at him.
I can't tell you how hard that kid hits.
It's okay. I don't think he's going to do any more hitting, although we should probably talk to him. He's very confused.
What did you do?
I had a scroll of greater restoration I was saving for a special occasion.
How? Why? How did you... This was very insightful.
It was luck, I think. I walked in, his eyes looked weird. I thought, let's try it. The worst that happens is it does nothing, and we have to have the fight anyway. At best, it might stop the fight.
I turn to the kid and I say, "Hey kid, scale of 1 to 10, how much do you intend to kill me?"
Who are you?
That's fantastic news.
We need to take him with us, I think.
I agree. Yes.
Okay.
We need to get you out of here. You're coming.
Like now.
You're coming with us, if that's okay.
Oh, before we leave, I'm going to say to the humans, I'm really sorry about this, and I'm going to reverse pick the lock, and I'm going to lock the cell door.
The humans look very confused, very scared.
It's been a weird day.
And they're cool with it. They don't want to be out there.
I pull some very dry pastries from breakfast out of my bag and go, here, have some pastries, and lock the door, and then grab the other kid's hand and go, come on, we need to get onto the roof.
As you grab him, he goes to grab your clothing and just pull you into him. What is going on? But as he begins to speak to you, he kind of looks at his hand, and there is a look of horror on his face, and he takes a step back and stumbles. And he stumbled because his metal arm or metal leg had locked, and as he looks down at it, the horror turns to tears, and you can see that he is going to start screaming quite soon.
Oh, no. Here is not the place to do that, my friend. I promise we will talk to you and try and figure things out, but here is not the place to have a meltdown. There are 10 guards on the other side of that door that want to kill you, me, and our furry friend.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, that's not a good one.
Listen, she's telling the truth. I'm trying to give the help action here.
What do I get for the help action?
Advantage.
That might help. Persuasion, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I miss Ariana. Oh my god, I got a 20 and an 18.
Nice.
So it was 21.
I got a 20!
Sucks.
21! He is still breathing quite heavily, quite panicked. But as he looks in your eyes and your words kind of penetrate whatever fog is threatening to overtake him right now, his mouth does close. The tears, while they don't dry up, do stop falling. And he kind of just nods at you with wide eyes. Tiny little pupils. He is terrified.
It's okay. Come on. Do you think you can be stealthy? Quiet?
We can carry you. It's okay. We've got you.
Between us, we can probably do that, sure.
I'm going to touch dice and cast haste. So that will double your speed. And all the other shit that haste does, which is mostly combat stuff. So, but the important thing is it's going to double your speed, so we can get back as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
It means
Nice.
You can move almost as fast as me.
Cool, thank you. Okay, let's...
Can I just... Hang on. I just want to do one thing. Dice, have you currently got inspiration?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
I just never use it.
I was going to give it to you, but if you've got
Yeah.
inspiration, that's fine.
That was fucking Millie. Millie.
I was sitting there thinking, what the hell can I do to fix this situation without turning it into a complete shit mess?
Okay.
And I had an idea.
So you cast haste. Okay.
This is the second time that you've used a completely non-combat, basically a completely non-combat spell to save all of our asses.
It's just been luck. Pure luck.
Right.
Both times it might not have worked at all.
I'm starting to think I should just give you my character sheet.
No! Definitely not.
Okay. So you getting back up onto the train?
Yes.
Cool.
And we're gonna stealth our way back fast. Stealth.
Stealthily but quickly, because Millie's got haste and I've got feline agility, so...
We'll just drag this guy between us as best we can.
It doesn't take long, but running on top of the train as he starts to move and realizes through your haste, through your need to get away, how important this is, he does begin to take his own weight and keeps up
Nice.
for the most part.
Once
he starts running.
So that's fine as well.
Say that again?
I said I was thinking we would carry him, but that's fine as well.
Yeah. But as he starts running, you realize this kid can move.
I'm not even surprised. We will drop down into the carriage to a very surprised Ace and Oriana.
Okay.
Yeah.
We bought a friend.
Millie saved my life. Dice saved my life
Do they?
again, a second time.
Brilliant.
Just
Do
brilliant.
they need help?
That
I
was
don't-
very casual. I would have died.
You wouldn't have died. I
I
wouldn't
would
have let
have
you die. This is the only thing I'm good. I'm not amazing in combat, but I'm smart and I think things through.
You are
Um,
indeed very smart.
I need a very stiff drink.
Oh, we've got loads. Ari's still got half a bar.
There's a mini bar here. It's fine. I can.
Oh,
Stop!
What's your name?
Who are you? Why am I here?
Ooh.
Someone has tampered with you.
What is this? And he holds his arm up.
Listen,
Similar to this.
we don't really know the answer to that. That someone has tampered with you, and they've tried to use you as a weapon against your
Us?
own kind and those who would like to help them. Something evil has been done here, and I don't think there's going to be any easy answers.
Here, come and take a seat by one. She's really calm and probably calmer than we are right now. It was a very adrenaline-filled moment. Come sit.
As he approaches one kind of bristles.
What's wrong, man?
This young man, the way he walks, it is familiar. The way he carries himself, the way he moves, he has been trained.
Yes.
He was extraordinarily deadly. I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
So I'll start by trying to grab this kid's surface thoughts, but I'm pretty sure we can hazard a guess at what those are.
Mm-hmm. His surface thoughts, for the most part, are a confused jumble. You see pictures of dark rooms, cells. You can see blades. There's horrible noises of cutting into flesh. But the question you hear from him, his foremost surface thought, is, "Who am I? Why can't I remember my name?"
Kid, I'm going to I'm going to try and see if I can find out any information, but I need to. Something's been done to your mind, and I need to investigate it. I'm going to try and read the thoughts that have been locked away from you. Try not to resist, okay?
I promise we're trying to help.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay.
I know this is really scary, but we'll get you sorted one way or another, okay?
I rolled a 15. I don't think I add anything to it.
Do you want Flash of Genius?
I mean, sure.
You add 5 to it.
Okay, 20 then.
Okay.
Much better level of persuasion.
Yeah.
He looks around the room, sees the strange human, who's also, to his eyes, mostly automaton anyway. Sees the other two humans sitting there. Looks back at Quill and just kind of nods. His breathing still hasn't calmed down.
So as I say, I'm trying to sort of use detect thoughts to probe deeper into his mind to see if I can find anything that's sort of hidden. It's a little bit of a non-standard use of the spell, so I don't mind if you want me to roll something to try and do it.
As you get deeper in then, his thoughts are a jumble. So I do want you to roll me an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation. 15.
Okay. It takes a while then. I mean, an age in your mind, but you are in the realm of mind now, so it's seconds to everyone else. But it does take a moment for you to kind of try and work through the mad rush of images. And you feel that the reason he maybe can't make sense of them is because this rush is not his fault. It's as if every memory he has been smashed together. But as you kind of pick familiar sounds, feelings, senses, you start to put a little bit of a picture together, at least of his most recent history. And it is, again, very alien to you. There is a bright vision and a great dark vision. The great dark vision is death. You see the face of an elven minister. The thought jumps to you that he's a trader who owes money to quite a powerful politician, and you see the metal hand strangling him to death. You move over to a brighter thought, and you see a young boy working on a farm, looking after his little sister. They have a dog bounding next to them. It is this boy, but he seems, in this moment, in this memory, a boy. And in your mind, you try and equate maybe now the lines on his face. While he might look young, you put him mid-20s. This is a memory maybe 15, 16 years old. Could be his last bright memory. As you see elven inquisitors ride onto the farm and start to point towards him. And he sends his sister off into the woods to hide. You get another grey memory. It's a sea captain. And as he is being paid, or is saying goodbye to this person, being paid or asking for his money off the books, all you see is the metal leg sweep his legs out from under him, and the sea captain, hitting his head on the dock on the way, sinks under the water next to the ship. And the man steps off the boat. and you see in front of you, from what has been described to you in letters from cousins, the docklands of Paras. You get a name from the little girl as it crawls out of the memory. It's Bastien. Like, and you hear her call as if you've seen Neverending Story, right?
Nope.
Bastien, Bastien. MC Neverending Story. You can see.
That unlocked a memory. It looks like.
I only watched it I want to say a month ago as well. So raw memory.
I really need glue. Carry on
Okay.
without me.
Okay.
I'm gonna say to him, I think your name is Bastien. You have a sister. The Elven Inquisition have, I think, done something to you. It's been several years that you have.
How many years? Where am I?
You're on a train in Sharlem.
I'm
You've
where?
been in Sharlem, the Elven Empire. The last memory that you have before several years of darkness is of the Inquisition coming to your home. I can't say for certain what happened from there, but it seems that they've done something to make you into a weapon, an enforcer. It seems that for several years you've been acting on behalf of the Inquisition against your will.
But I've never been to Shalem. I'm from Albion.
Yes, I understand. I'm also from Albion. Where in Albion are you from?
My father had a farm, maybe 20 miles north of Londinium proper. We had a massive orchard. I remember now. We supplied cider to Londinium.
Bastian, do you remember any reason that the Inquisition may have struck against you or your family?
My father, no. I remember my father saying, "Stay away from the elves. Never show them. Never show them. Never show them what we could do."
What can you do, Bastian?
It was what he taught me.
Your fighting ability?
Yes. He was a rebel.
I see.
Before I was born, before he met my mother, before they settled down.
I'm afraid that your father's past may have caught up with him. I'm sorry, I can imagine this is terrible to hear. Do you want a drink?
I'm not, I don't think I'm old enough.
Water, milk.
Yes, water, please.
Also, I think great trauma means that if you want an alcoholic drink, you can have an alcoholic drink.
Also, this may be a little distressing and disorienting to hear, but you are old enough. It's been several years.
Of course. You said.
Wine.
Yes, please.
I'll pour him a cup of wine.
And he, downs it and just kind of stares into the glass.
We're going to have to hide Bastion. They're going to be looking for him.
Well,
Oriana pipes up. According to the knight, they didn't
made
know...
it very British.
Sorry. According to the knight, they didn't know he was here.
Oh, well, that's fantastic news.
Who did know he was here?
Someone must have known. What did they
They-
say,
I
Ari?
Did you say that they only knew that there was some powerful weapon on board?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, what we do need to do is hide that arm and leg. That's probably more my area of expertise. The leg's easy. A good shoe and pair of trousers, we can hide that. The hand is more
Glove.
difficult. Gloves, yeah.
I have I have a set of fine clothes, so I presume that includes gloves.
Yeah.
Here, let's get you dressed and we can hide them, and it might make you feel a little bit better as well if you can't see them. Unlike this is armor, and I take it off, but it's like magic, isn't it? So it comes off really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I can take it off, and underneath I still have all my normal bits.
Mhm.
But the same methods could realistically be used to make a prosthetic limb, which is what I think has been done for you. But now you're not under control anymore. They're yours to use as though you never lost. And I don't know if you even know when you did lose them, but as though you never lost your original arm and neck. I can teach you how to repair and upkeep them if you would like. Later, though, when you're less stressed. But
I wouldn't even know where to begin. And as he straightens his arm, a blade shoots out of the forearm into his outstretched hand. And he catches it, as if the motion is practiced.
Okay.
And the blade ends up an inch away from your face. I'm sorry, I did not mean to do that.
No one blames you.
I nearly ended up with a new piercing, but it's okay.
And as he releases it again, it folds back into his forearm and the metal shifts over it.
Okay, take a seat. Let's go through the capabilities of your armor, and I'll spend a bit of time studying it and getting to understand it so I can share it with him so he understands it too.
Okay, cool. As this is being studied, then I'll make you roll me an Arcana or a Tinkering check in a minute for you. Ace, Sepsis.
Yes.
No.
Sepsis.
Sepsis, Ace, Quill.
Sepsis here? Is Sepsis here, bro?
Sepsis appears.
Right now?
Yes, what was it you were asking us?
I was just gonna. Is there anything you would like to discuss while Dice takes him off to a corner of the room?
I'm just gonna quietly say to Sepsis, you've given us all a disease. This is your fault. But
Why do you call
quietly,
yourself
called
so?
quietly say to Ace, this kid is extremely dangerous. The things that I've seen that he's done, merciless, deadly.
I think that might be trained, but not
yes,
knowingly.
yes, but if they can, if there's any way that they can re-exert control over him, we're in extreme danger.
Then we'll have to do our best to try and undo what we can.
I'm going to ritual cast detect magic again.
Okay.
While Dice is looking at his arm and leg,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to use the detect magic. I'm going to try and do like a sweep of this guy a
Okay.
bit closer up to see if there's any anything that could be used to contact him remotely. You know, any sort of
Mhm.
like inbuilt
Okay.
sending,
Yeah.
sort of thing. So whatever type of spell sending is, I guess.
I believe sending is divination.
I'm
Well-
pretty sure it is.
While I'm looking over, obviously I will also be looking out for any inbuilt mechanisms within the arm and leg that need to be disabled to prevent it being taken over again from that respect.
Sending
case
is
there's
actually
something in there.
evocation, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Can you do me a favour then, Dice, and roll me an tinkering check, please?
So it's tinkering plus intelligence plus proficiency twice.
Yes.
Yeah, if I screw this up, it's pretty much impossible. 28.
Cool. Okay.
Well, 15.
As you're looking over it then, the first thing you notice is, well, the first thing you were surprised by is how familiar this technology is to you. And I'll remember now to take the battle map away. Because I've only just looked at OBS. There we go. As you look over it, you've seen this before. You've studied it. You spent almost a month studying images and blueprints very much like this in Felder with Antonius.
Is it Antonius's design or did Antonius build it?
As you look over the arm itself then, it's not as... There is not Antonius... You cannot see Antonius's finesse in its design or in its construction. It would appear to be someone has... And maybe not even from Antonius themselves, but maybe someone was working from the same arm that Antonius saw, or the same kind of technology that Antonius was exposed to, and went a slightly different way with it.
There's people.
The,
Right.
the metal itself is made, and it is very familiar to you, it is adamantine.
Sorry, the dog jumped.
Okay. It is adamantine. It's the same as your armor. It's the same as Ace's armor.
Okay. So it came from the Underdark?
Potentially. It's the only place you know that adamantine is mined and worked on.
But Antonius didn't know anyone else who was working on things like him there. This is not relevant to the current plot point, I would imagine.
As you work through it, though, because you now know more about what you're looking at or what you're looking for, you do notice that there is an arm blade. There is also a spike in the leg. Not just the kind of spiked knuckles, the kind of gauntleted spikes that pierced Quill, but there is also a mechanism that shoots a blade out to do much more devastating damage in a kick. Also, quite a few parts of the arm and the leg itself can be detached. Just like little plates can just be popped off to be used as throwing daggers, or a lock pick, or...
I figure forewarned is forearmed, so I will show the kid how to use... I say kid, he's an adult, but he thinks he's a kid, so the kid. How all of the things work, how to get them out, how to make sure they don't, how to move, just to make sure he can't accidentally kill someone. I say, I figure if you're going to kill people, you should be doing it on purpose, not by accident.
And as you're studying it as well, it would appear that the main magic that causes the arm and the leg to work is still transmutation.
Can I do also an Arcana check against what the original control was that he had on him? I know I only saw it for a second, so I understand if it's disadvantage, but...
You can, but we'll come back to that in a moment.
Yeah, that's fine.
Quill, your detect magic goes off. And as you begin to study him then, there's a lot of obviously magical items now in this room. However, from him, the main magic source you are getting is the arm and the leg. Still transmutation. Powered by it, can still have transmutation worked on it. However, and as you're going through the ritual and as you're looking for any other kind of magical effect on him, racking your brain to try and work out what could potentially affect him from far away, you touch on the Greater Restoration and the effects you've heard that Greater Restoration has, and the suddenness of his complete change in personality. There is maybe a pretty good chance that whatever curse was acting upon him is gone.
Okay. Bastion, I don't want to. I don't want to give you hope that that later turns into disappointment. But as far as I can tell, the control that's been exerted over you is you're free of it now. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't put myself back in the hands of the Inquisition if I were you, but I think that I don't think this is a temporary reprieve for you. I think that you're you again.
I would say though that when we get to Paras, that you should run away and not look back.
I think that maybe Bastion shouldn't come to Paras.
You think he should jump off beforehand?
When I think that
I see. Okay.
yes, when
Circumstances change.
when plans come to fruition, perhaps you should go with the others.
Can I beg something of you?
Please.
I am... This is a lot.
Yes.
We
I
know.
would ask for perhaps a quiet corner
Yes.
that I can... and to be fair to him, he looks like he's going to pass out.
There's a bed in that booth over there. It's a bit lightning stained on the corner, but otherwise still good.
Wait, do you mind if we cover you over with blankets? It's just if anyone comes in. You weren't in our carriage last time.
I've never had blankets or trappings as lovely as these that I can remember, so feel free.
Thank you.
Before you sleep, are you hungry? Thirsty? Is there anything you need from us? I would hate to think that we hadn't fed you.
I don't think I could eat. Thank you, though.
Maybe when you wake up, okay?
In a big shock, I can understand that you wouldn't really feel like it right now.
You freed me from whatever they did.
Dice did. Yes.
It was just a lucky decision.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for not killing my friend, so it worked out well for both of us, I think.
I have a recent memory that I think actually fits you quite well.
Hmm?
I was sent to find the Angel of Iron. And apparently I have.
Yeah, although technically it's adamantine, which
This is neither the time nor the place.
look, it bothers me. Okay.
Like, Ace is just going to put a hand on Dice's shoulder and be like, "It's okay."
Ace gets it. Ace is a smith. Ace gets it.
The wrong metal. I'll say, never mind. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad it worked out this way. This is better for all of us, I think.
I'm also glad it worked out this way because I actually think my arm might be broken.
Oh, I'm sorry. And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Quill.
Thank you.
I am sorry for any harm I brought to you.
It was not. You didn't do it under your own volition. I understand.
Can't be held accountable for something someone else made you do.
I will rest now.
Yes.
And he goes off into the slightly more private bed in the corner.
14. Quill.
Thank you. I now have 50 hit points.
Wow.
I was after that like very brief combat. I was on 36 out of 87.
I
Yeah.
could see how hard he was hitting, and I was trying to think of something I could do that would just.
It was rough. I don't know if I could have taken another round.
I needed him to go away.
Fucking hell.
I'm going to grab alcohol.
That
Thank
sounds
you.
appropriate.
Thank you for saving my life again.
I really
So
didn't.
Ace is just going to pour them both a drink.
Oh no, you really did. I was completely incapacitated, and he would have just kept wailing on me until I was dead. I've seen that's what he does. Or what he did.
It was
He would have killed me and thrown my body off the train without thinking about it ever again.
Well, I'm glad we could help him too then.
Yes, but I'm especially glad that you saved my life for a second time since I met you days
Well,
ago.
you know, we're going to have to get another scroll of greater restoration though, because they're real useful to have in the
I
bag
will.
in case of dire emergency.
I will endeavour to find one.
It would be good to have again. I had a purpose in mind actually originally. I was going to suggest that we use that same scroll on the night, but it didn't work out that way.
I think you came up with a pretty good use of it.
It was already on my mind. It's the only reason I remembered that it was there in the moment.
Guys, listen, I'm pretty sure that Bastion's not got anything on him that could allow the Inquisition to track or get in touch with him and reactivate the spell. But you have to understand that what I saw in his mind was frightening.
Dark as hell.
Yes, we can certainly have compassion, and we should. He's been through something nightmarish, but we can't 100% let our guard down.
Well, I was going to suggest that we keep a watch. Someone to stay awake and make
Yes,
sure we're safe.
yes, I think that would be appropriate.
I would also like to speak to Natasha and explain the situation. Not here,
I agree.
because it'll be relevant to her as well. Or I might ask Ori to do that, actually.
I'm happy for both of you to rest and to keep first watch.
Honestly, I didn't even get hurt. I'm good. I
I
was
would,
lucky.
I would absolutely
like
love
you-
to have a rest.
Might have expended some energy in other ways, though.
I used a couple of spells, honestly. It was by far not the worst combat I've been in. We will keep an eye on
It
him.
was certainly
Did I-
top 5 for me.
Top 5 combat. 8 out of 10. Almost deadly. Right, did I get... You said we come back to what spell was originally used to control him. I'm just curious if I can
Yeah.
work it out. Dice likes a puzzle, you know?
Okay. You personally... Oh, roll me an Arcana check.
Okay. Hang on. Where's my magic dice? There it is. Okay. Where's my Arcana? It's not my best skill and I just don't use it often enough. I'm not going to know. 13. With a +9. That's very sad.
You personally can't bring anything to mind that could affect someone this way. Having studied him, though, his body, not just his the arm and the leg, there are a great deal of long ago healed scars from torture, punishment.
Poor kid.
His mind was warped by possibly, a curse. You don't know what curse it was because it was lifted by the Greater Restoration. However, it was not only the curse that broke him.
Would a 13 be enough to tell me if it would have required a significant amount of power to place in the first place? And obviously his mind's been fixed again a little bit as well.
To get control from that distance without having to renew it every day, or having to renew it every so often, being able to send someone out knowing they're under your control for any length of time without having to give them further orders, yeah, that would be a particularly powerful kind of spell.
Hey, Quill,
That's a hell of a charm.
Yes.
while you were rootling around in Bastion's head, did you see who originally placed the control?
I didn't.
Spell, curse, whatever.
I didn't. I saw him being taken by the Inquisition, though.
It's just, there can't be many people with that level of power.
One would assume. But I guess I would. If I ask you who are the most powerful in the Inquisition, you're going to say the High Inquisitor and the Grand
one above.
Inquisitor or whatever. But like, do I know of any particularly powerful magic users associated with the Inquisition?
The only particularly powerful magic users associated with this Inquisition are in the Inquisition. They tend to have very little is outsourced. They don't go. They don't go out for further expertise. They just take it in to themselves.
Yeah, it's all in house.
Yeah.
I'd say the High Inquisitors are the most powerful. It's not a very open organization.
It's fine. I already think that the Inquisition needs to be wiped off the map. This is just another feather to add to that cap.
Seconded.
I feel this is the wrong idiom. And I'm going to go and sit and have a little drink in my little corner, in the double bed I share with Ori.
I'm certainly also having a little drink.
Having a little drink in the corner. Have you got a book I can read?
Yes, of course I have. What subject? What
Something
fancy?
nothing to do with the real world.
Oh, I have this. It's a curious series actually. It's called the Lion, the Owlbear, and the Closet.
The Lion, the Owlbear, and the Closet sounds perfect.
And it's allegorical. I think it was actually written by a cleric of Pelor, and it's all. It's all intended to just package, the faith of Pelor for children, but it actually turns out to be a pretty good story.
Okay, I'd love that. Thank you. And I'm going to sit and read The Lion, the Owlbear, and the Closet.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Until Ace wakes me up anyway to take a turn.
Ace. One, as you keep watch, then, as the other three, fall asleep, one kind of settles in next to you.
Mm-hmm.
There is, you must come away from him, or get him away from you as soon as possible.
Why? What do you sense?
It's just the way he moves. He speaks of his father teaching him his ways, how to fight, defend himself. That is not a school of defense. The way he holds himself, he is like coiled spring if spring had death spikes on each end. He's dangerous.
I think Quill might have felt firsthand just how dangerous. But
I think
from what Dice is saying, I think that part might have been pulled back a little bit. Like, I think he has control back.
It depends what his father taught him. But he may have been dangerous before. Whatever happened to him. He may have kept it in check, but
There is danger there. You must implore Natasha to take him with her.
We'll try and do what's best for everyone.
I have learned much about all of you since knowing you. I do not say much, for you are all quite talky. But I would ask, what brought you to Shalem? Why did you come?
Well, mostly we're trying to seek why everything has been happening, and why the gods have gone away. Trying to seek better understanding.
If you believe the elves, the gods went away because of us.
I don't believe it for a second.
No. Because you do not hear many stories of the elves talking to their gods, and you have told many stories of talking to your gods.
I've had the pleasure of speaking with them quite a lot. And
To meet Odin would have been a very fine thing.
it was quite overwhelming.
I am glad none of you, got scared and tried to kill him. That may not have ended well for any of you.
I don't think it would have ended well either. He was, it was one of his down days.
What will you do when we get to Paras? Do you wish... Well, will you come to meet this Hippolytaeus with me, or do you have your own plans?
We do have our own plans, but if time allows, I would like to meet this Hippolytaeus with you.
I wish to see what plans he has for freedom.
Yeah, and see what this freedom giver looks like as well.
Thank you for allowing me to journey with you.
It's been our pleasure. You've been no trouble.
I have been no help either, but if you need my help tomorrow to free those in the rear carriages, I am here.
I appreciate that.
I may not be as powerful as some of you, but as you know, I can hold my own in a fight.
Yeah, more than most.
I will rest now and take a watch before those two, to give them perhaps a little bit more rest. He does not look well.
No, he didn't.
Feels that.
Thank you, Ace. And she stretches out on the solid floor, closes her eyes, and in moments is snoring. This is a person who knows when to sleep.
Yeah, he's good at it.
I can't remember why we originally came to Charlotte. I'm having a moment.
Going to
Blood curse.
Find.
Yeah, we're trying.
Yeah, we're trying to get the blood curse removed. That was it.
Yeah.
Originally, and we need to find a temple of Hades, and we've got a bunch of things. But I always forget that we still have the trace on us, because at the moment the person tracing us is waiting for us to catch up to them. I remember all of this. I know what's happening.
I've played this game before.
It's a complicated story, this one, and sometimes I get a little bit bogged down in the moment and forget the.
It's also been 64 sessions.
You're allowed to forget. You can't get out of it.
Yeah, you're allowed to forget some stuff. It's been 64 sessions. I'm not allowed to forget some stuff. You guys
There's
are.
horrible audio happening right now.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay. She's very interested in it.
She likes the microphone.
Yeah.
As the night wears on, then, and you feel your eyes getting heavy, Ace, you are about to wake either Dice or Quill, or perhaps one who said they'd take next watch. And as you reach out, the room seems to brighten. You look up. Far off in the corner of the room, the walls have gone. The motion of the train has disappeared. It is a bright, beautiful, sunny day. There are olive trees waving in the distance. But here is a strange, almost fighting circle. Roped, a thick rope in a circle on the ground, the sand raked and flat. And in the center of that circle is a hammer. It is a hammer familiar to you. You wear it as a symbol around your neck, as did your father. It hung above your father's forge, and was similar to the one desecrated on the door of the forge in Calas. Stepping into the fighting pit comes a olive-skinned man, huge, at least 7 feet tall, human by the looks of him, but with hair running down the backs of his arms, the nape of his neck. There is some strange animal about him, and as he turns his eyes towards you, you can see that they have the slits of cat's eyes. He growls, and you can see that all of his teeth are slightly sharper than they should be. Walking into the fighting pit from the other side is a stooped man. If he stood tall, he would be a giant. But as he walks in, his belly protruding over his belt, a carafe in one hand, wine spilling from it onto the floor, he stumbles forward. His beard, you can see, has wine or mead or some drink dripping from it. It's braided haphazardly, but as he sweeps his hair back from his eyes, he laughs in the face of this 7-foot-tall man. And they rush headlong towards each other. The vision dissipates. You're back on the train. But in your heart, you can hear the hammering of punches, the rhythm of a hammer on an anvil, and the crash of thunder as those blows land. You wake up one.
Mm-hmm.
One begins to stir and takes your watch from you. You look unsettled, Ace. Is it okay?
Yeah, everything's good. I was just given some guidance.
I hope it works out well for you.
It feels like it will.
Get some rest. I will wake them when it is time.
I'll try.
Good night.
Before I go to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sort of, like, I suppose, Ace's version of meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of try and commune with Odin or anyone that would be able to give them the wisdom to sort of ask for guidance for Bastion,
Mm-hmm.
so that Ace could maybe help them on their journey and know
Okay.
what would work best for them in future.
Roll me a religion check then.
Okay, I need to double check. I'm pretty sure I know what the thing is for that. But it's always good to check. Yeah, it's +4.
Okay.
Right. We'll use a koi fish, why not? Ugh, that was rubbish, so I'm going to use the inspiration that I had saved up.
Mm-hmm.
And use a different dice. Let's use a blink dog. There we are, that worked out a bit better.
Big dog dice. It's the best way.
So that is 17.
17. Okay.
Yeah.
As you start to clear your mind then, reaching out to anyone that will listen, at first you feel like it's fallen on deaf ears. As always, your heart turns your words or your thoughts towards Thor. But the beating that you heard in your chest, the thunderous blows, get louder, too loud for your words to penetrate. They do eventually abate, though, and as your heart quietens, you can hear the slow breathing of the elderly, the infirm. And you see, in your mind's eye, an old man, cloaked, leaning heavily on a staff, sitting on a rock. And as the one good eye he has turns to you, his destiny is not yours. He will go where he will. You have helped him enough. Your path lies east. You have seen what even I cannot. Go to Gracia. Remind the Storm Lord who really controls the lightning.
Thank you.
And your meditation comfortably falls into sleep. And before you all wake up the next day, I think we're going to leave it there. There's not much we can do in 9 minutes. With
We don't want to start a new
start a new day.
Yeah.
For 9 minutes. The thing is, with this is a good story beat to stop it. In future, if it comes up to 11 o'clock, because we are now in control of the stream, we no longer have to cut a battle short or do anything like that. So,
It does depend, though, if Charlie's working at 5 a.m.
Yes,
because
it
we're
does.
not me.
But in future, be aware that we can go on a little bit. We apologise if that's an issue for people. I know a lot of the viewers will not take issue with this and want me to carry on now. But
I'm just going to say Charlie's going to be Charlie's really sorry, by the way, to everyone that she couldn't make it. She was absolutely knackered and she's got work in the morning. But
understandable.
I will say I think she's going to be real annoyed that she missed. I don't know, what are we calling him? The Cold Season Warrior or something?
He's the Cold Season Warrior
The
mixed with...
Yuletide Mercenary?
Yeah.
The Yuletide Mercenary.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You do.
You don't know? You've got no idea what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't pick up on who these people are. I just take them at face value in the game, and I never ever notice who they are. Apart from the Hulk, he was fairly obvious, but otherwise,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Frosty Recruit.
And Antonius.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I didn't get that.
Really?
Really?
Niklaus Rath. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they're also
It's all
subtle.
calm. Drawing on pop culture for
It's fun.
interesting people.
It's what
Yeah, I
DMs
enjoy
do.
it.
Behind every DM is a bastardized version of every fantasy or popular trope they've ever
everything
seen.
they've ever consumed.
But yes, thank you guys for playing. Thank you guys very much for watching.
This Birdman friend shows up. Yeah.
This, I believe, the Aarakocra character I've got in the back. Yeah, I've got one in my pocket.
No.
No, but I have
Herogrin.
this week. I believe Heavyweight Gaming is their week off because last week was when all the streams came back. So obviously, please, if you haven't already, check out a lot of the other VODs that are still available, either on this channel or pop over to their YouTube. Please, if you haven't already, pop over to our YouTube and catch up on the previous sessions of this. Go back and
Remind us in chat if we've actually completely forgotten anyone's name and given them different ones since they were
We
actually
do
first
that
introduced.
on occasion.
Absolutely, I do that all the time. But yes, thank you always for watching. Thanks to those who have watched, thanks to those who will watch. And as always, please take care, stay safe, wear a mask. Everyone download Valorant so we can take over the game.
No.
Don't lick any doorknobs.
Don't
Do that.
But we love you
Don't
guys.
lick any knobs you want. That's between you and the knobs.
We love you guys, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone.
My elbow's clicking every time I wave.